and I welcome you on the recorded part of this session. And in my following order is Dana, Wendy, Natika, Lex, and Jamie. You can move it around if you want, but that's the following order I will use today. So Dana, welcome. And is there any specific item, topic you wish to have put attention on?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I would like some assistance. I need to travel to Mexico and on Monday, and I have a little bit of cold, and I need a small test to go travel. So a little bit support on that one, my cold. That would be amazing.
Okay, and okay, that's clear. For me, immune system is connection with your higher self. That there is your higher self knows that you are going to travel, so it's putting attention to something for you. That's okay. And is there something, if you say I know, is there something that's clear for you already?
Well, then it's the trust aspect, because I do trust my higher self is preparing me for the antibodies.
Yeah.
So I'm going through that process. But
okay, so the trust is a beautiful one.
Yeah, that's.
And I think trust is, as always, for everybody, because trust is for me, trusting that you are a multidimensional being, trusting that everything is always at the right moment in time, that everything is perfect. So whatever happens, even if we don't understand it or don't like it, it's still perfect. It's splendidly orchestrated for you to move into your next phase so that you will be prepared and ready to do that. And sometimes we don't know what's happening or coming. And trust is for me, it's like trust is, I trust without any need for proof, because it's just trust. It is just like it is. And the more I can find peace in that, the more the proof will show.
Yeah, see what I do. It's like I dictate, because I know the process where I'm in. I know my body does do this, and still I'm dictating like, hey, focus on my cold.
Yeah,
I don't need it. So it's.
But it's good. It's good.
My humanness, I always say. So I can laugh about it, but.
No, it's okay. And it brings up front the trust part, which is beautiful. So thank you very much for that. Perfectly. That's the only part. For now, if there's anything other popping up, just let me know.
Hey, Wendy.
Wendy, what's your wish for today?
Well, not only for today, I think this is something already, for a long time now, that I'm trying to build a business, and I can use some guidance in it, because sorry, I'm looking for the right words in English.
Okay.
I am taking other things when I use my head and I think about the earning money part, then I'm taking all kind of other things with it, and I'm going to try other things, and then it's going to be a really big all over the place thing. And but my heart already knows what I'm supposed to do, but it's still difficult. I don't know.
No, it's beautiful. And you help me remind that we always in sessions use our hand on the heart. So please start doing that, because that will, and that's the best tool and tip I can give you for the rest of your setting up of your business, but all your life, is that if you have your hand on your heart, the mind has less space to make mind thoughts, blurs. And you're filtering everything through your heart. You're connected to your heart. You're connected to everything, your inner world. So that's the best tip to start with. Start doing it this whole session, and start doing it as much as possible. Lex taught me that during dancing, it's not handy to have your hand on your heart, but apart from dancing, most of the dances, do it as much as possible. Put them duct tape on your hand and keep it there, and it will help you. And it will help you to get out of the mind things. And it's also helps. It's connection with your higher self and really being of focus and trust. So it's beautiful. Thank you. We'll work on that as well. Latika.
So I think for today, I want to work upon my courage to speak more, or I would say to express myself more and be more open. Yeah.
Beautiful. And this is a really important topic for everybody at the moment. To in this world, you can still stand and express yourself. You don't need to convince other people, but you can still be of truth and of purity to yourself. And that's a very beautiful topic. Thank you for that, Tika. Yeah. Lex.
This morning I was dancing in my 5 rhythm groups, and it suddenly struck me that everybody is so different. It's so totally diversity is everywhere. But in dancing, we really unite. So I'm really, and what came up was actually that there is, though I have not really a big problem presenting myself as an authentic being, but there is still this question in me about what is my place. I always dance apart from others. I keep myself a bit distant, but there is this question in me. What am I doing here? And is there a place for me? I think everybody can relate to that even also, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So thank you for putting this topic up front. Mm-hmm. I will leave any comments for in the codes, because it's I do that because I don't want to put any direction in it. The coach will bring it, because it has something to do with trust. It has to do with authenticity. It has to do with sovereignty. It has to do with being pure to yourself. And mostly it's being changed by programs. So it's a really beautiful and valuable topic. So thank you for that, Lex. Yeah, beautiful. Jamie, hi.
Hi, good morning, or good morning here, sorry.
Yeah.
I feel myself getting emotional already. I would just very much echo what already has been said, and sorry.
That's okay.
And then one more thing that came on to me right before we got on, so I just thought I would mention it. I was wondering if we could maybe do like a collective healing of religious indoctrination.
Mm. Can we take religious out and make it just collective healing on the indoctrination? Is that okay
Sure.
with you?
Yes.
And collective is always what I do. So what you see here is, and that's, I'm not correcting you, it's just explaining. What I'm doing here is always for the collective. It's for us, aimed at us, created for this, but then it works for the whole collective. So I will take this with me, and I understand where you're coming from, and I think indoctrination is in my truth, it's a way that others show where they're standing. They're not in their own trust and their own power, and then they start trying to indoctrinate others, which is can be really, really painful or hard and really nasty. So I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I will take it with me. Yeah.
Right. So that kind of circles back around again to trust. So yeah.
But it is an addition to the trust part. It's not only circling back.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Koen,
Yeah, I don't know what is the question.
what do you want to be healed on today?
Oh,
Specifically for now.
yeah, don't stress too much.
Don't stress too much. That's beautiful.
Relax.
Okay. That's a nice list. Thank you very much, everybody. So let's start. If during the healing session, please put your hand on your heart. Keep your eyes closed to get as much insight of yourself as possible. Your feet next to each other, so don't cross your legs or anything like that. And so in all time, in all space, so close your eyes, in all time, all space, all infinities, we're gonna connect your photon of the source in the center of your heart to your heart rooms, the chambers of your heart. And we're going to connect these 4 rooms, chambers of your heart, to each other. And with this, we can connect the upper room. There's an upper space and a lower space and a back space of your heart, your physical heart. And we're going to connect it to the photon of the source. And we're going to connect these 3 spaces individually as well. We're going to connect them to the 4 rooms as well. So all your heart space is now connected to the photon of the source in the middle of your heart. So now I'm going to connect every cell singularly to your photon of the source in your heart. And now every cell is connected to the photon. We're going to connect every system in your physical body to the photon of the source in your heart. So every system, all these systems we know of, but also the systems we don't even know of, are now connected to the photon of the source in your heart. We're going to do the same with your energetical system. All these layers are going to connect to the photon of the source in your heart. And then you have your cosmical area. We're going to connect it also to the photon of the source in your heart. And all is done in all time, space, the dimensions and infinities. And then there is a cosmical part, and there's a universal part, there's a galactical part. Everything is connected to the photon of the source in the center of your heart. After doing this, we can connect you to your higher self and all its helpers individually. And all these individual helpers will be connected individually to your photon of the source in your heart. And we can connect you now to the central sun. The central sun and the photon of the source in your heart. We're going to connect you to the source or sources. And having done all this, we can connect you to the core of Mother Earth, of Gaia. And everything is now connected to the center of you in your heart, to the center of you in the heart, so that you are the center of your universe. And to support all these connections, we're going to create the photon of the source in the heart. It's now held in a little capsule, a sphere. And we're going to make this sphere larger, like a tennis ball. So this tennis ball has much more room to shine the light of the photon of the source. So let's do that in all these connections. Next to this, we can connect everything in the universes, in these galaxies to your heart. You are the universe, you are the heart. Let's call in all the inner childs, all these inner childs in all time, space, dimensions, infinities of you. Even the inner child of today and yesterday. And all these inner childs, we are so grateful that they are here. We're going to connect them from the photon of the source in your heart to the photon of the source of each individual inner child. And all these inner childs have experienced so much in their lives. And these experiences let them have experiences with emotions, and the emotions are not needed anymore. They have done their thing, they're ready. So we can ask all these inner childs to let go of all old emotions. So that these emotions can be freed again and let go in the universe or in the earth. And some of the inner childs have had experiences in where their trust was doubted, or they just didn't feel strong enough. And we're going to especially focus at all these inner childs with trust issues in any way with trust. The trust of the system, trust of their multidimensionality, trust of just being. And we're going to take all these emotions which were together with this experience, we're going to take them away. So that there's a lot of space created. In this space, we're going to fill up with pure light from the source. Pure light is love. And this love creates trust. Self-love. And all these inner childs are really filled up with light, love, and self-love, so that there's trust in all these inner childs. And with this love, we can create focus, so that everything we create is being based on focus from the heart, from the love, from the inner part. So all these inner childs are doing their experiences and letting go of these emotions and finding new places where love can become in their place. With our hands on the heart, we feel this source, pure source light heart love. It's like pouring into your heart in the photon of the source, and then pouring into the connections of the inner child. It's like a glass which is where the water is flowing over it. There's so much love and light. So all this trust is there, all this love is there, this self-empowerment is there. So it's so easy now to open the throat chakra of all these inner childs, to let them help to speak out whatever is needed from the heart. So we're going to let open this throat chakra, the upper heart and throat chakra. for all these inner child. So that if anything is in the heart which needs to be expressed, it can be expressed. There's no blockage anymore. All from purity. Therefore, there is no question about what our place is. We already know it. We are connected with the source. We're connected with the central sun, connected with the higher self, connected to this planet. And with this empowerment of pure love from the source, we are focused, we are powerful, we are trusting everything. There's no doubt, there's no space for doubt anymore. And we know where we are standing. So if there's any manipulation, indoctrination, we know we can withstand that. There is no room for that. Not in our inner childs, not in our worlds. So more love even from the source is pouring in. So that every program or plan or pattern or even implants which are withholding this, we're going to take them in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities. So we feel that we are growing. And we let it all get into our system. So we're standing massively empowered. And this is all taking our systems in a balanced way. So there's no disruptions like stress or excitement or overexcitement. Everything is in ease and flow. Everything is in peace. So whenever there is something moving as an energy in your system and it needs to get out, you can simply express it by speaking it out or singing it or using your light language abilities. Because the trust we are embedding in your system is trust in everything. So this trust will help you in every way, in every layer. Sometimes there are programs in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities which are creating fear, and we're going to take them all away. There is no fear needed. And we're going to replace them instantly by pure love from the source. And to bless you together with all your inner childs. You're going to put every one of you in a pure golden shower, 360 degrees. To bathe in this pure love. So we feel the peace, we feel the ease and grace. We feel the power of the love in our hearts. There is no blockage to express it anymore. Even in the mind, we take out any programs, layers. which is holding you back of expressions. Slowly come back to the place where we are now.
Gee.
So Lex.
Ik heb het gevoel dat ik het halve universum heb afgereisd.
In English, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I have the feeling that I traveled the whole universe almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pardon. It's all coming out.
It's okay. Everything is okay. It's normal. So Lex, are you okay?
Yeah. A bit have to come back a bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Take your time. I will come back to you because the question for you will be: do you still have the question of your place?
Yeah.
Dana.
Trust just is.
Thank you. Yeah. And sometimes we need just a little reminder of things. So, and I need to, I put Camera Jones Art Soldier 77 in the chat, but people won't see that. So that's why I have to name it now because I love her art. Camora Jones Art Soldier 77.
I saw the connection when I tried to ask what I needed for this time now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a connection with loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And that I felt it was just disconnected and reconnected in this session. So that was good. So thank you.
I'm gonna do some more on the trust in the second round because trust is really a sensitive topic. You often think, oh, I trust, and then something comes in your face, and then it wasn't that trustful as you thought it was, and that's normal. So trust is like multi-layered, and it's always okay to put attention to it because it's so beautiful, and the rewards are so enormous and direct. So it's very, very beautiful to work with. So trust that it will help. So thank you, Dana.
Thank you.
I think for me also trust is something that I want to work more on. But this time I saw myself playing with flowers, and it was quite beautiful. And I was all merged in the pure white light. So it has all started to coming in now. I feel the energies, but I think, yeah, trust is something that I need.
Do you hear what you're saying? so you are like it's like beautiful. Eh? It's like you're expressing yourself in a way which wasn't there the last time.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Next round, I'll ask you to do light language. Because it's in there as well. But beautiful, yeah, and trust is something which we will all work on, but also the expression side, because the expression part is still something. It's almost similar like the layers in trust. So you think I'm expressing everything, and then you just somehow you didn't take the most important part or the kernel parts with it. So it will help. So yeah, thank you, beautiful. Lex.
I have my saying, or oh no, not yet.
Are you okay? Did you land already?
Yeah. I done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have still this question of what your position is, what your place is, or is that okay now?
Well, there is something in my system that's really stuck in this. That's what I feel. It's not about if anyone else is saying yes or no. No, this is no. It's not really important. Also.
Yeah.
But in me, there is really a doubt.
There's doubt in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
So everything is perfect. So the doubt in you is also needed for some reason. We're going to work with that. Perfect. And thank you for expressing that. Kooten.
Yeah, I was a little distracted, but when I choose and I said to myself, now is my moment.
Beautiful.
And I started, the light language came out, and instead of screaming, it was more like singing, having fun.
Wow.
So there's good progress, I think. Yeah.
And do you realize that you made a decision? Like, this is what I want, and this is what I'm not going to do.
Important topic. Yeah.
But everything is decision making, choosing what you want, what's needed for you, what's good for you.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Really, really impressive. Yeah.
Thank you.
So are you gonna sing for us in the light language, or?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Not yet.
Good. I needed to ask that.
Yeah.
Wendy.
Well, I got a little bit emotional when you started with the part of the expression out of the throat chakra, which is a little bit funny because my whole business I'm building is about express myself in a creative way, but and do that also for others, like that we are all allowed to express ourselves, and it's also a healing process for me to express myself in a creative way, and I think that's also helpful for others. But when I started this journey, I already noticed that there was a blockage in my throat chakra, and I just felt that it's still there, and that there is something, I don't know.
And emotions are based on that you realize that there's a blockage, or?
I don't know, that I can speak my truth.
Can't or can?
Can't. There's something in there, but I don't know what it is.
Okay. Can you close your eyes? Put your hand on your heart and close your eyes. So this is about speaking your truth, connecting with your heart, being in trust with your higher self, the central sun and the source. All these programs in all time, space, dimensions, infinities are not needed anymore. Oké, kom zo nog even bij je terug. We'll be back in a few minutes. Jamie.
Yeah, and I think I got a little wrapped up in that last one real quick.
How are you?
I think, yeah, just it's very much echoing through all of it. I had a lot of feelings of self-doubt come up at the very beginning, and I was wishing that Anne was here so I wasn't the only crazy one swinging around the camera. And and then I just, you know, I saw that as something that I needed to, you know, see and release. And so, and then when you did the shower, golden shower for inner child, I saw Anne and I standing next to each other, swinging around, you know, without any fear of judgment and able to trust ourselves. And I think what I heard most is it's okay to be seen.
It's beautiful to be seen. And you are all beautiful. And we are all one. So we are helping each other to do it. And we don't need to lean on each other to do the same thing. And you are an example for Lex, because Lex and Anna was, when you and Anna were dancing or moving, Lex was like, oh, I'm so glad that they are doing this, because now I can express it myself as well. So if it's in your system, just do it. And in this place, everything is normal. Because if it's really not normal, I can mute you and we don't have to hear it, but everything is normal, it's perfect. So be trusting in your own things. And in this playground or exercising ground, we can understand what our gifts are. Sometimes they have to be polished a bit before they can be open in your own programs, but it's okay to do here in the raw version. It's beautiful that you can express anything. So trust that anything which shows is okay. Some people are really sometimes with their hands moving, and you know if it's real, because you can't do it yourself, and it's okay. And it's something coming out. And if you want to sing, soon Kooten will unmute himself and start when he is singing, because it's beautiful.
I don't know.
And yeah, and it's helping everybody to open up.
I was thinking that when Kooten said, and I actually had some light language come through on that one too, which is amazing, because I'll have like a day where I have some come through, and then I'll go, you know, weeks without anything. So I always enjoy it when it does. But then also when Kooten was saying that his, you know, it wasn't screaming, it was singing, I was thinking, you know, maybe my jerking will become a little more flowy after time also. And
take away that maybe, it will. And if you look at my light language, it's when I started, I was just like an insect. And like a dentist drill, or sounds were really weird, but they work. And that's the only thing you have to trust in. It works, it helps, it's beautiful, it's opening up, it's enjoyable. And sometimes, and I think if people think something about it, it's more their insecurity. And that's also the other part of the indoctrination. If you stand in what you are and trust in that everything is okay, and you are guided by your higher self and all its helpers, and start really, really trusting it in your heart and just feel it, because you are all beautiful. You are all creations of the source, and everything we do is unique. So we are not comparable.
Can I ask something about this subject? Because what I noticed is that when I express myself or feel to express myself, and I feel it from the inside, and I don't watch it or from the outside or whatever, then it's like feeling so good, so great, but it just doesn't resonate with how it looks like when you see it from the outside. So yeah, then there comes judgment or things like that, and that's the whole thing what I'm feeling right now. Like if I do something about expressing myself, it's only about feeling it.
There's the first thing is put your hand on your heart The whole
Oh, yeah.
session? Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. There's not a judgment in there, but it helps if there's judgment on you and you feel you're connected with your heart. Whatever you expressed, you felt it was pure. It was something from the inner world, from you, and there's nothing more beautiful than that. So, and whatever somebody else is thinking of that, it doesn't matter. It is from the purity, from your source, from from the photon of the source in your heart, that you can express yourself in any way. And sometimes for us, we have to get used to the sounds. That's okay. But trust whatever comes from the inner world from you is beautiful.
Yeah, but it's also not, for me, it's not like what somebody else thinks of it. It's more like that it just doesn't resonate with if I see it, it's not resonate with how I feel it. It's just not the same.
Because there, if you see different frequencies than the frequencies you feel. That's what I think is the case. Yeah. Okay. Let's do a short little extra round. Are you okay, Dana?
Tired.
No, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, but tired. So
Tired?
yeah, I'm just relaxing now, so that's good.
Okay, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so close your eyes, hand on the heart. And we're going to move a bit quicker now because everything is already connected. All the inner channels are still there. So we are reconnecting all the connection. So in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities. And we're going to look in all these inner channels again to see if there's any issues on loyalty, trust, on expression, on speaking your own truth, being your own truth. So we're looking for all programs which are holding you back of expressing yourself in purity, purity of the heart. And we're removing these programs and patterns and implants so that you can feel when you are speaking the truth in every part of your system. And there's no place for doubt anymore, for fear, for mistrust, anything of those things. And we're going to put a little extra attention to any blockages in the throat area. That's all from the middle of the heart to the mouthpiece. And all these blockages in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities, we're going to take out. They're not needed anymore. We are preparing you for a very powerful light language activation. So there's the whole breast shoulder part, which is cleared now. Of all patterns, programs of withholding the truth. And we ask the central sun and the source to support in this clearing. So that we can implant this new activation of light language. And here we go. Nuro ukaiya ni katarandagati. Shukurum akai shukurum ana iwa haida todo marai guru. Zukara ai ukoron oshim. Hara ish on jukotor a. Shuru uti du chi dur mahainya nanashko koshor bai. Nyora and Yana Njika, Jura Tata Shia. And all is connected from the source in the heart to Shiwa. Let it come through your throat, from the heart to the throat, out of your mouth. All in purity. Chukukukush. Sufurotika nana. Oh, kutototush. Nyananaya. So, what I would like to do now is to connect each and everybody, including all your inner child, to the trees of life on all planets. There is a place in your neck which you can feel the connection, which can connect to the tree of life on any planet. So we're gonna help you remember that you are able to connect to any tree of life on any planet. And this enables you to remember everything. So that these showers of love and light can be a constant one. This will help you to strengthen all your systems. The trust system, your physical immune system, loyalty systems, being where in what place in the universe, being of purity, stressless, in ease and grace, expressing everything in what is needed. Without expectations. All these beautiful beings connected to all these trees of life. Activating light language. Taking away fears. And please come quietly back to the place we are at, the place we are now. And Dana is fighting with a big tiger.
He loves the energy.
Oh.
So, is there anything what we need for now or this weekend more? Feel whatever you need. This is the moment.
Yeah, I think it's a very huge portal of letting go, no matter what. Ow, 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 letting go. Ow. Yeah, well, that was your nail. Thank you. And it doesn't matter on what level, but we're not trained to let go or to release, find a better word, as it's just blocked energies. Even when you know how to release stuff by breathing, connecting to the heart, it's in the tiniest bits of your cells and your DNA programs. It comes out in the skin, and the last part comes out of your physical body. So, and I see so many people really have challenging moments going on in the physical body. Yeah, something on releasing from and a little bit assistance on that it goes with ease and grace for the physical body as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Wendy?
Yeah, I totally agree. Dana said it, and I felt it. Like, what I need is just let go this weekend. Just all let it go. Just don't think about what I should do or whatever. Just relax and let go.
Everything is perfect. So everything, if you would just sit down and put your hands like this, and it would still move in the way it's needed to move. So trust in that the system works like that, and let go of anything else which is created by the mind or by patterns or habits or whatever, and just be open for what is shown and brought to you. That sounds really easy, and you know what? It is easy.
Yeah.
And
no, I don't. Sometimes I just really feel the pressure, and like, yeah, it's getting time to do yeah, be I say that unattached, or no, not unattached, like zelfstandig.
yeah, and independent.
Independent, yes, thank you. And I really want to be independent, but yeah, we've been learned to work hard for that, to do something about it.
So what with the hand on your heart, and it's valid for everybody, it's a matter of manifestation. So with your hand on your heart, with connection with your higher self, with the source, the central sun, all the connections you are, then you start imagining and feeling how this an independency would be like. And you start breathing that, and you start smelling that, and you start feeling it in your bones, and you start really imagining how it would be. What would be independence like this? And you just take a few minutes in the morning or in the afternoon every day on that. And then you are manifesting it. And as soon as there's a thought which is trying to control anything in this, you just let it go. Because we were talking about letting go. So close your eyes, hand on the heart. And we're going to really focus on how we can let go. Anything which is not connected to your heart is not needed anymore. This new layer will bring you more ease and grace of letting go anything which is not needed. And it's all a matter of really trusting in the purity which is in your heart. Everything will be brought to you what is needed. The rest doesn't really matter. It's just bullshit. So get back into your heart every time and time and time. And the rest is nonsense, bullshit, crap. In the heart, all the truths are there. Everything is there. So what you do is you close your eyes. You imagine what you really would love to do, be or where you would be. And you start feeling it, sensing it, being in this place, creating an image like it's reality already. That's the way to manifest. All from the purity of your heart.
Forgot I had my sweats on.
That was really letting go. It's okay. No, don't worry. Nobody noticed. Oh, beautiful. Okay, how did it feel to this last one? Was it good?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was really powerful.
So powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
So
is.
what I advise is re-listen to this, re-watch it. And if anything blocks, contact me, because it's not needed to be stuck in anything. And start really feel what's in your body, what's in your heart. And start shining, because that's what we all want. We want you all to shine. As powerful, as beautiful as possible, in whatever way you are, which is always okay.
Yeah. I find it still very hard.
It is. It's a way of starting to do it, starting to grow in that role, and then when you find the blockages, if you can detect them, then we can work on that. But you have to do the exercise, start doing it, start trusting it. You see the difference already. You notice the difference. So the proof is already there. So hold on to that proof, hold on to your heart, and see that this is a route which is bringing you a lot of benefits. So if not all.
Be patient with yourself.
Yeah, be gentle.
Think of how years, I was thinking the other day, how many years did it take me to get to my place of, breakdown? And then, it's only really been a couple of years of healing. I have to remember that, these things take time, and be gentle with yourself.
And when you hold on to it, I believe that the reward, if that's the right word for it, but it's a rewarding situation, is instant and enormous. So I don't believe there's anything on this in this universe that is more beautiful than to do this. It's so powerful when you understand when you connect to your heart and you just feel what is your way in this. Then everything will unroll in a beautiful way. Because I can only speak for myself, but following my heart completely brought me sitting here, and this is only a year ago I started.
Sure. Okay.
So it's instant, it's powerful, and we all got the same gifts, not the same gifts, but we all got our own gifts. That's the better way of saying it. And the only thing we need to do is to step over any boundaries. And we are each helping each other by doing it, by sitting here and by talking to each other and trusting that this is the best route we ever found. And it's so powerful that you can see in a couple of months already that there's a massive change in whatever happened with you. And trust to even get deeper in this change, so that it can even show you even more beautiful things.
That's a struggle of my life.
Yeah.
But now you found
It's always been like this.
No, I never said it was not simple. It is simple. It's just by focusing on the right things and trusting that you found the right route now.
Also, it's a problem in how we're programmed. It has to be hard before it changes, or it has to hurt before we change. It's programmed.
Yeah.
So this is as well why I focused and asked for healing on the DNA and the cell remembrance, because it's just programmed. So it's challenging to, because we want to understand, but
don't need to.
it doesn't work to understand. It's experiencing, and then you find the answer. So allow the experience. And that's the difficult aspect, or makes it challenging for us in this fast form.
So I can only advise you to take sessions with me or Dana, and because Dana is also a very powerful healer, and I'm really proud that she's here. But start working on this inner world. And you can do it yourself, but if you get stuck, you shake these days, you put up your hand and you ask for help, because it's normal. I take my help myself. I got Patricia, my girlfriend, who's helping me. I can help her. There's many ways, but you never do it alone, because it's a waste of energy when you all try to do it alone. So start exercising this route. And then you find where the blockages are, and then you just need a little help with this, or you share your feelings, or you come in a group and you start doing it, and you go over your own boundaries, and it's beautiful. And you are all beautiful. If I look at Nitika, the way you changed in such a short time, it's unbelievable. Kooten, the same way. Lex, yourself, if you look at yourself in the mirror, you completely changed in a couple of months. Jamie is changing even by day. Wendy, this is the first time I see you now, so I can't say anything about that. So I'm sorry for that. And Dana is always changing, because she's doing a lot of work for herself already. But people, we can change enormously.
Actually, I'm going to Mexico because we're connect every day with thousands of people over the world to connect to the highest consciousness possible. We assist each other. So I'm going to Mexico actually because I'm going to be there with the Stargate Facilitators Program so we connect with people. So the facilitator centers around the world are going to be manifested. So this is why I'm going to Mexico right now. So it's really to just raise the frequency and because it's so beautiful that we now find each other, and that everybody is just assisting each other as well, even if it's my work and it's Robert's work, but I don't see it as work because it's a being and you do it every day. And when you just walk around on the street, and when you're in a balanced energy field, then people feel that. They feel some kind of peace, even when it's very, very busy around you. People are looking for people who start doing their inner work.
Like us, people
Exactly.
like us all.
Exactly. So, and no matter what you do, if you are making nice soups or selling flowers or cleaning toilets, doesn't matter. When you change you change your environment.
Directly, instant.
Instant, exactly.
Yeah.
And all is abundance, but it's just a definition on how we think in our minds that abundance is.
And even then, by own experience, if you manifest something and you really choose that direction, then a whole new dimension opens.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And
And
not
it's
hold
all-
on to it. When you don't hold on to it, then it keeps on going. It's an infinite flow. And all the rest is illusion. It's all created by thought forms.
Nice song. It's all an illusion.
Exactly.
But it's also for me like when you have something that's going well, you know, and you're on the flow and you feel, oh, I'm on the right path, and I see double numbers and things like that, get signs, then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on the right path, you know. But when I really want something and it doesn't work out, and it's already now for like 2 years that it's not not happening, and then I have to, then it's like you have to be in the place, still in that same place from, okay, this is not the right time, this is not just maybe this is not the right time maybe, but then it's very hard to, when you're not getting what you want, to be in that same place when you are getting what you want.
And no, for me, it's like expectations. So you manifest without expectations. So it's very important, and that's the letting go part, because our minds are making up, if I do this, then certain things will happen or will show up or whatever. That's the expectation part you don't want. So it's being in the purity from the heart, manifest, and then let go.
I was paralyzed twice. I needed twice to become paralyzed before I finally said, okay, yes, I'm going to be this, assisting others and healing and know what the body can do itself. So this is how stubborn humans are, because we want to dictate everything
By the mind.
by the mind. So it's not time. Maybe there comes something more. Maybe you promised yourself you wanted to learn something. So in the journey towards just being with your passion and creating your stuff, hey, you learn new things. So in your way, I hear all the time, patience.
Yeah.
Even more simple so than that, I guess.
And that
Sometimes it's also like, then I'm but this is the right time, and when I have to wait, maybe this would be such a great time to do it, you know.
But
to be there.
And if you let go of any expectations of the right time, because the universe determines what is the right time. So on Earth we can think of a right timing, but over there they are thinking, not now, no. Why bother even? So, and what we are doing is preparing certain parts of aspects of knowing, of remembering what we need in a later on part in our journey. So everything is perfect. So even the struggle you are in now is perfect, but maybe this is not what they foresaw for you. And just be trusting in whatever they foresaw for you is brilliant, is perfect. I have to end this. I'm doing this on a weekly basis, so you are welcome next week again. If you want to go in depth, contact me. We can do that. Even for Wendy, if you want to talk a bit about this, we can see what we can do with it.
Can you again write down your PayPal account so I can do a donation in your? Thank you.
Yeah, shall I messenger you that?
Thank you.
Can you
amazing.
send it to me too?
Yeah. And maybe I can do that without PayPal with you, Dana and Wendy, because I don't stick in the system anymore.
Oh. Oh, then I just send you a flower on your bank account number. That's
Yeah.
okay too. Yeah.
And that's one of the manifestations, because I sold my house.
Oh, cool.
And almost today we sold almost definite Patricia's house.
Wow.
So we're like, in April, there's no house anymore in Holland. Then we move to Spain. And we're gonna rent a house for half a year to see if Spain is okay. And we live from a bus, from a van, and just travel through Spain and Portugal and do this.
And this is exactly what I want.
So I will
doing
explain.
it.
I will explain how you can do that. But it's all manifesting and letting go. And when you make a decision, then you go, and it's like then you are standing on your surf planche, and then you're riding that wave, and it's all amazing. And it's only the mind we have to let go of. All these thoughts, these programs, these patterns, these ideas, and just trust everything, and everything will be perfect. And sometimes it needs a little time, because sometimes we need to do a little bit of work, inner work, to get there, because that's still blocking, but it's okay. Thank you very, very much for your openness, your honesty, your beautiful input. Hope to see you soon again. And all my love to you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you
Bye-bye.
all.
Bye.